heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
128, 129, 130. Now, as Deku says that number, he surfaces from the water, gasping for air and somewhat tired. Right now, he is training. He is still sitting in that giant metal drum, and the water is currently still hot. It isn't boiling hot at the moment, but it's at least pretty high up there. It will still turn your skin red and hurt. Now, as Midoriya says that he's just trying to work on this. He recovers, then he dips back down. He's trying to get used to being down in the water. If he can only train certain parts of his body to be durable, instead of the entire body, that's going to leave some problems and weaknesses for him. Now, with that being said, Midoriya has been doing this type of training for the last couple of days, and he is somewhat annoyed. That day that he met that girl, the one with the acid quirk, she sort of got into his head for a minute. He didn't really mean to talk to her like that and to blow up on her, but he doesn't really know what to say. Then again, he does need to call that shop and see about it. I'm wondering though, would I run into her again? Crap, maybe I should apologize. I know. Maybe I can explain it to her. Now, Midoriya gets out of the boiling water and gets dressed. As soon as he does, he starts to walk over to the shop. Now, after about 30 minutes or so, he does arrive and begin to try and talk with the person at the desk, explaining that he ordered a suit and needed to see if it was ready. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does basically get the suit somewhat put on, or at least what they have made. That way they can see if they need to do any alterations or adjustments, along with actually talking about the color of the suit. Midoriya doesn't really care in the way they've already made it. It looks perfectly fine already. So he doesn't really need any different colors. What they have right now is fine. Now, after about an hour of basically looking at everything and making sure it's all fine, along with talking about the hero costume, it's eventually all sorted out. And Midoriya does go to leave. As soon as that does happen, he does actually walk out the door again. And as he is walking away, he can hear something going on in an arcade nearby. Walking in and hearing the current conversation, someone is yelling at another person, saying that this is their tickets. They can't just take them. Whatever, kid. It doesn't matter. Besides, I could just use my quirk on you. Hey, just give me back my tickets, alright? Not happening. As they say that, the tickets are pulled from their hands, and the person spins around. Who the hell are you? Who just did that? Oh my. Midoriya says, catching the tickets. What do we have here? Exactly who the hell are you? Who am I is none of your concern. But from what I'm hearing, Midoriya says, stepping forwards. You want to take something from somebody. That's not really responsible. It sounds like something a villain would do. So tell me, kid, are you a villain? Doesn't matter. Besides, I recommend you give those back before I hurt you. You think you could really hurt me, kid? Tell me, what do you think my quirk is? Well, you just pulled something out of my hand, so I don't know. I'd say telekinesis, but then again, you look pretty strong, actually. That doesn't matter. My quirk is better than yours. Yeah, I doubt it. Now listen. Midoriya says hand the tickets over to the kid he took them from, telling him that he needs to go turn these in right now, and he'll handle this. You asshole, those are mine. No, they aren't. Listen, what are you? Like a year younger than me? Hmm. You're a brat, you know that? That doesn't matter. Those are mine. Now, the kid says this as he begins to bring up his hands. And Midoriya just tells him one thing. He is not too sure as to what his quirk is, but if he uses it here, he is going to either hurt a lot of people or kill them. Does he really want that? Now, Midoriya just simply walks forwards. And this person, whenever Midoriya does just get close enough, they blast out their quirk. Sound waves come throwing out of their palms and hit Midoriya. Midoriya, somewhat moving forwards and bringing his hands up to his ears, his entire body shaking from these sounds. Now, as that's going on, everyone in the arcade is looking at what's going on, watching as Midoriya's eyes, nose, mouth, and ears all begin to bleed, before Midoriya to stumble backwards and fall over. The kid, yeah, they didn't mean to do that much intensity. Oh shit. Fuck. Damn it, there was too much. God damn it. Midoriya says getting up, before at least popping his neck back into place and bringing his hands up. Ooh, that was a new feeling. Wait, you're not dead? Dead? Really? Listen, man, I've had a lot of people try and kill me. Nothing really can kill me. That's another one of my quirks. Wait, you're Zuko Midoriya! Bingo! Anyways, now, I suggest you not try doing that again. Next time you do that, you might kill someone. As Midoriya walks away. Now, eventually the time does pass, and Midoriya gets his suit. As that happens, Midoriya does actually try it on and go to this event with his guardian, or legal guardian, I should say. Now, with that, they do eventually arrive, and it is quite a bit of news. The, son of Hisashi Midoriya is making an appearance tonight. And it's kind of interesting. The boy has not been seen at a social event like this in a very long time. Nor his father, nor his mother before she passed. Now, with that being said, this is a very big and fancy party. And there are quite a bit of pro heroes here. Now, Midoriya is basically just sitting down at a table and listening to a lot of things going on, while his guardian is asking him exactly why isn't he out there, talking and trying to at least chat with people. I'm not much of a people person. Besides, I don't really know what to say, let alone do here. Really? Well, I would suggest talking to somebody. Look, I think that boy's around your age. Or maybe that girl over there, too. Hmm? Midoriya looking up and seeing two people Todoroki, and Momo Yaoyorozu. Huh. I think they are. Besides, that guy looks kind of off. Then again, that girl over there does actually look pretty good. What do you mean by that? Hey, I'm just saying she's pretty is all. Besides, I'm not that irresponsible. Tuh. You know, you're a good kid and all, but you often strike me as an asshole. Well, yes, actually. So I gotta ask you something. Why do you act that way? Now, Midoriya just freezes and gets up, walking away without answering that question. And he does actually go over and try and talk to this young dude. Hey, hmm? I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, um, I'm an actor. Oh, I think I may have seen you in a movie once. Your younger career. Todoroki going on to state a movie that, let's say, was at least somewhat fancy. Or at least something that would interest him. I don't know. I could see him like watching. Hmm. Well, I would say Cinderella or something stupid like that, but I could actually see Todoroki watching something that would be like an old school style to it. Not Cinderella, Frozen. My bad. Anyways, now, yeah, he just needs to let go of the trauma. Anyways, now, back to the story. Midoriya begins to try and talk to this dude, and try and figure him out. Apparently, he got dragged here by his father. And since they come out a lot at these places or charity events, it is noteworthy. His dad thinks that by coming out here, he's doing a public service, or as he likes to call it, some extra hero work. The dude's a real nut job. Yeah, he sounds like one. But I got a question for you. Uh, sure. What are you talking? Well, what's your question? Well, that scar on your face. I've been wounded enough to see plenty of scars. At least not from my body. But, I mean, I looked into it, and that didn't heal right. In fact, if I had to say something, I'm guessing that that would be a freezer burn. Or an ice wound. Is that right? Yeah. Um, how exactly do you know that? Well, it's part of my weird quirks. I can steal anything you're holding, and I can heal from death. Wait, are you serious? That's astonishing. Yeah, anyways. What are your quirks, actually? This might help me figure this out. Hmm. Well, in order to give you the full picture, I believe I must explain it more. As you know, my father, Endeavor, his quirk is Hellfire, as he likes to call it. And my mother's quirk is an ice ability. Not very strong, but still important to this. My father planned on achieving a perfect weapon, so he made me. After multiple failed attempts, I was eventually born with a quirk he seeked, half ice and half fire. However, I will not use his side. His side? Yes. The fire I inherited from my father. I'm going to become a pro hero. However, I will use the ice of my mother. Alright, man. I'm just gonna tell you this. That's kinda stupid, and you're holding yourself back. I'm well aware, but I won't have anything to do with him. Hmm? Alright, well, I'm not gonna pry. Anyways, do you know who that girl over there is? Oh, I believe that she's called Yairozu? I think I talked to her whenever I first arrived. Oh. Alright, well, later, man. Uh, sure. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does walk over and introduce himself. I forgot to state that he is dressed like this. Anyways, now, with that being said, Midoriya, after walking over and introducing himself, is actually noticed by Yairozu. He's an actor, right? Yeah, actually. Surprised you actually noticed me. That guy over there didn't. Yes, I think he's somewhat of an oddball. Alright. So, what are you doing here? I was invited. Then again, I'm guessing they only sent that invitation because they knew we wouldn't come. Or at least me. Besides, this place is kind of boring. Well, I mean, kind of. Everyone's sort of just either dancing or drinking. And since, well, we can't do either, we kinda are left out of everything. We can't do either, is that what you just said? You know, Yairozu, can I call you Momo? Sure. Anyways, you seem to be a bit different. It's kind of weird. You think that just because you're alone, you can't dance. How about this? Doria says, bringing out his hand. How about we dance? Hell, maybe it might not be so boring afterwards. Now, Momo's kinda surprised. This guy's really, really straightforward, isn't he? Um, alright, but why? Well, I mean, you said you were bored, and you said we couldn't dance. I'm telling you that you're wrong. Uh, but we kind of, we kind of what? Well, we don't really know each other very well. What do you mean? I'm an actor, you've seen my work, and, well, what? I'm just trying to be nice. Besides, I basically complained about this whole place. Besides, look over there. Midoriya pointing out to a very big man, saying that that guy probably came here and probably has a plate full of shrimp somewhere. And then there's that guy. Midoriya pointing to another one. Now, he basically just starts saying random things that would get Momo to laugh. That guy is probably hiding a piece of chicken under his top hat, or probably a turkey leg, and then there's that guy, who might as well have spilt water on his suit. Or something, since he basically wore a bright green suit. And then there's that guy, who probably has his pants stuffed with shrimp. Now, eventually these two have just been sitting down and basically just pointing out different things, trying to get each other to laugh. Before eventually the event is over. And they do actually have a bit of a conversation. Apparently both of them do plan on going to UA. Momo, she believes that she is going to be getting a recommendation, since her father does somewhat actually fund the school. And then there is Todoroki. He's also going to be getting a recommendation. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does actually point out he might get one too, but even then, he actually does still need to work on his training a bit. Now, with that being said, these two, they do somewhat exchange numbers. Momo was actually sort of interested in learning a bit more about this guy. He's a famous actor, yes, but he also does intend to go to UA. And he seems to know a lot about, well, physical training and certain other things, from what she knows. Especially with the way the guy acts. He's a bit more outgoing and well, really free, you could say. He doesn't really care what a lot of people think, and he has a lot more confidence than a lot of people she's met. So, she does want to learn a bit more about this guy. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, he actually does go to the mall the next day after school. And he tries to think. Let's see. The shop was, if I remember right. Yep, it's right here. Midoriya is rounding the corner, going off into a sprint and picking up certain items. He picked up a shirt, a jacket, and a pair of pants, along with at least a pair of boots. Now, if he's correct, these items should work for his hero costume. Along with that, there's the fact that he might be able to carry some extra stuff. So, let's see. Interesting. Now, Midoriya puts all the stuff in the bag after trying it on and leaves the shop. As soon as he does, there's a loud explosion somewhere in the mall. And Midoriya rushes in that direction. Shit, someone's probably in trouble. Now, as Midoriya gets over there, he actually does do one thing. As soon as he gets over there, he drops his bag and begins to try and make his way through the crowd to see what's going on. Now, as soon as he does that, there you have the villain attack going on. Now, Midoriya, he's kind of surprised. A villain out in the open? This guy's not really that smart, is he? Midoriya just looking around. Okay, so if he has this correct, pro heroes might be able to handle this. Looking up and seeing no pro hero can handle the situation at all, in the slightest. Sorry, but that was always something that annoyed me. How is it that there is no hero who can fight the slime villain? I feel like, well, what's an obvious hero? I would say, well, he's not a hero, but I would say Todoroki can counter him, obviously. Even Bakugo. All he really would need to do is just turn his palms downwards towards the ground and blast into the slime instead of away from it. Anyways, now, Midoriya sees Bakugo getting attacked. I just bit my tongue, and that hurt a bit. Anyways, Midoriya sees Bakugo getting attacked, and he actually is surprised. No one's doing anything. Shit. Alright, well, let's hope I can still do this. Midoriya says, getting ready with his quirk. As soon as he does actually start running forwards, many different people try and tell him to stop. And Midoriya does one thing. As his body does glow with energy, he blasts out his hands, and thinks to himself, steal. As soon as he does, his very long chain, you can call it, or beam of purple energy, blasts outwards and immediately just grabs into the sludge villain. And Midoriya begins by simply just wrapping the stuff around his arm and pulling as hard as he can. As soon as he does that, this is whenever Bakugo gets sent flying outwards, and actually somewhat pulled into Midoriya. Midoriya, he is pulling. Eventually, after enough time, Midoriya decided to activate a special ability. He's been trying to work on this for a while, and, well, if he's right, this should be a good test run. So, as he activates Hunter's Fest, everyone around him feeling their strength drain. And Midoriya, he somewhat just buffs up, a little bit. Midoriya grabbing the beam of energy with his other hand and yanking as hard as he can, sending Bakugo straight up into the air. As Midoriya simply just does one thing. He thinks that this is good, so Pro Hero should be able to handle this now. Looking around, no Pro is focusing on it yet. They're trying to make sure that guy's okay. How about we focus on the villain first instead of making sure the guy's okay? Now, as soon as Midoriya thinks that, the sludge villain is trying to rush towards the crowd behind him. At least that's what Midoriya is thinking. He needs to rush in and make sure he can stop the villain, or at least distract it. Shit. Alright. As Midoriya throws himself forwards and cocks his arm backwards with a punch. As soon as he does that, the sludge villain is able to grab onto his arm. But before that can happen, this is whenever a large blast of air sends the villain flying away, obliterating it. Now, as soon as that happens, Midoriya opens his eyes, not too sure where he is. What was that? He thought he passed out for a second. Midoriya just feeling wind around him. Okay, so where is he? Before he begins to feel the wind turn back in a different direction. Huh. You know, if I was wrong, I think this sort of feels like falling. A couple seconds later, splat. Midoriya hits the ground, after All Might was trying to look for the boy. A lot of people screaming. Before, All Might does rush over and try and check for a pulse. There's nothing. All Might sitting up and feeling ashamed. He just let this young boy die. He just let, as Midoriya jumps up and proclaims that his neck feels kind of stiff. Then again, as he looks over and sees his hand, he's fairly certain that he lost his arm when he landed. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does actually look around. He doesn't see it. As soon as he looks back at his hand, huzzah, it's back in perfect condition. I thought I'd be used to that by now. Young man, are you... Oh, hey, All Might. Yes. Hi, young Midoriya. Yeah, Midoriya is fine. Ah, okay. So, how have you been? I've been getting by. This is a very awkward situation, isn't it? Yes. Alright then. Well, I'm glad that you're alright. Yeah, I'm glad to, All Might. Anyways, how's that other guy doing? Ah, well, I believe he's perfectly fine. Bakugo running over and shouting at Midoriya. He didn't need his damn help. So, how about you just back off? He could have handled that villain on his own. Yeah, but you didn't. What? If you could have handled that villain on your own, you would have taken him down, instead of getting captured like a limp dick dumbass. Who the hell are you, and why do you think you're so much better than me? Oh, because I am. I can't die. What? The hell does that mean? Are you just a dumbass? Did you not just see me hit the pavement? I'm not an idiot. Besides, I've tested this. Listen, man, I don't know who you are, but I'm not giving you a thank you. Bakugo says walking away. Now, as Midoriya does go to leave, All Might actually does stop him, saying that he would actually like to talk a bit more with his young man. It's been a bit troublesome trying to find him again. He might be a hero, but he still did respect his privacy. He was hoping to one day just run into him. But, well, that did not happen. Oh, alright. Well, I'm here, so what do you want to talk about? Young man, this is a very private conversation. Let's see. Meet me at the beach tomorrow morning. Okay, sure. Anyways, later, All Might. Yes. Have a good day, young man. Now, as Midoriya does go to leave, He looks around for his bag. Where is his bag? Ah, come on. I left it alone for I think a minute, and someone just stole my crap? Ugh. Now, as Midoriya does actually look around, this is whenever he actually just spots something out of the corner of his eye. He saw someone in an alleyway peek out. Oh, really? Midoriya says, cracking his knuckles. Let's hope that isn't the person who just stole my stuff. Now, as soon as the person does peek out again and see Midoriya, they take off running. And Midoriya follows suit and chases after them. Now, as the person does run through the alleyway, they try and outrun Midoriya. And Midoriya is just chasing them down. Now, they run for roughly 2 to 3 blocks, and Midoriya is just thinking, damn, this person's pretty fast actually. But what's their quirk then? You know what? I've had enough of this stupid chase. Midoriya bringing up his hand and grabbing the bag out of the air. As soon as he's able to grab the bag, the person does spin around and grab onto it, trying to pull it back in their direction. And Midoriya just gets annoyed, using his other hand and being able to grab the person by their foot, before being able to swing them around and pull them up into the air, them finally letting go of the bag. You know, you're pretty fast, I'll give you that. But even then, who are you? And why'd you steal my stuff? This isn't anything like money, this is just a bunch of clothes. It's not even food. Jeez. Start explaining yourself now. Ah, I knew you would give chase. But I did not know that you would use your quirk this way. I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, I'm sorry, allow me to introduce myself. I? Well, don't actually have a name. I was just trying to get your attention, and I believe it worked. No shit. Anyways, so who the hell are you? Well, I would kindly explain if you would let me down. Okay. Midoriya releasing his quirk. The person falling and landing on their back, before getting up. Okay, so, mind explaining yourself now? We've already met before. What? Yes, we have already met. As you know, you have a specialized mission. Wait, what do you mean by that? Well, isn't it obvious? You have a mission to stop the Demon Clan. Wait a minute. No one else knows about that except... Yes. Hello, Izuku. I am the one with Elaine's memories. I'm the one who's been trying to get your attention for the last couple of years. And you have been ignoring me a lot. I see. Well then. First off, Midoriya says, saying that you are an annoying asshole and you really need to stop doing that to him. Second, let him sleep. Third, he's well aware that he's supposed to train for that stuff. But the Demon Clan is far from awakening, isn't it? So he has time to just be himself. Jeez. I'm trying to just live a carefree life at the moment. Besides, what? They're not going to wait for another 100 years. Actually, that's where you're wrong. Huh? The Demon Clan, they were supposed to be sealed away forever. However, with the drastic amount of time that the seal has been through, it is not going well. There is only one way for that seal to be undone. And, luckily, no one knows how. Everyone who does is long gone. Except for, I believe, Merlin. However, that is not our problem. Our problem at the moment is the fact that that seal has weakened drastically. Within the last 6 months, something has been going on. I can feel magical disturbances. I'm not too sure what's going on. However, I do know one thing. One demon has escaped. What? You were telling me that? Yes. It would seem that the demon clan is awakening far sooner than anticipated. I predicted within the next 1,000 years, but it appears not. So your battle will have to come to a head sooner than you expected, Izuku Midoriya. Now, the person finally reveals their face. And Midoriya, he's kinda surprised. They look like a younger version of, well, hmm, they look different. The facial features he can tell are somewhat inspired by Elaine, but the nose and everything else looks different. Hmm. So, wait, I'm confused. You said you were a doll, right? Yes, I did. Okay, so why do you look human? Well, that's quite simple. I was given life through magic, and Elaine, she actually inspired me a bit. She made me somewhat to be like her daughter, or, well, a daughter to her, I'm not too sure. However, I do understand certain things, and they actually do interest me. I've been trying to make my way here for a very long time. So, you're telling me it took you 4 years to get to Japan? Actually, it was a bit more complicated than that. After the forest was destroyed, I stayed there for a little bit of time. And I somewhat tried to make contact with Elaine. She instructed me to come here and inform you in person. Wait, you contacted her? How was that possible? Well, actually, it's sort of weird. It's a lot of magic, just know that. That's why I haven't contacted you in the last couple weeks. I've sort of drained myself doing so. Okay, so you made your way here recently then? Yes. I was able to sneak onto a plane, and after jumping back and forth between different countries for a while, I eventually arrived here, in the land people call Japan. Okay. So, I'm actually not crazy. That's good to know. Shit. That means that all this stuff's real, isn't it? Well, yes. Either way now, I believe that we should amp up your training. And that the process of teaching you magic will actually be a lot more simple if you are open-minded. Okay. First off, we're putting a rain check on that. Huh? Second off, yeah. Training is good, but I do have somewhat of my own life to live here. Besides, one demon? That doesn't sound too bad. Yes, but you are aware that one demon even is strong enough to take out a lot of people and kill them, correct? Well, sure, yeah, but where is this demon located at? Well, if my... I'm not too certain. I believe that, if my memory suits me correctly, they might be here in Japan. It is unknown as to how the continent scattered after, well, so much time. But even then, the Demon Clan was sealed away. Interesting. Now, with that being said, this is when Midoriya does somewhat actually freak out for a second. Before he actually does somewhat try just leaving for a second. Instructing the doll that, okay, they can meet tomorrow. As soon as he does go to leave, he does realize something. Wait, you're not from here, so You don't have a place to stay. Yes, that is correct. Ah, damn it. Come with me. Oh, alright then. Now, Midoriya does try and explain something to this doll. Sure, you're gonna be living with him for a while, but even then, don't get this confused. He's just doing this so that she doesn't look like some homeless girl on the side of the road. Either way, that would just make this process easier. Teaching you magic is a lot easy. Well, easier than it should be. The magic within a person is quite interesting. And I believe that teaching you, well, steel magic might be interesting. Steel magic? What are you talking about? Well, it's sort of strange, but I believe it would be the best for you. You can teach me magic? Well, yes, I believe so. It just depends. I'm not too sure if I can. I was given magic by Elaine, but I think teaching it would be simple. We can try. Alright, well, that's good. We have to set some ground rules first. Now, while they are talking and walking, they do eventually arrive back at Midoriya's home. Now, Midoriya, yeah, he just sets her up in one of the vacant apartments and tells her that she is going to be living in here. He would let her stay in his own apartment, but, well, yeah, he'd have to have a few arguments with someone he lives with. And that, either way, living in this room right here would stop them from already doing one of those things he said not to. Interrupt him while he's sleeping, get into his dreams, try and talk to him while he's asleep. Yeah, a lot of things. Now, with all that being said, I do believe that I can wrap this part off of here. And I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night.